Welcome to Diaspora Diary. On Diaspora Diary, we get to meet people of African descent who left their native home country to travel abroad, male, female, young or old. We don't just get to meet them, but we also kind of feel what they felt, feel their experiences, their good experiences, their bad experiences, their challenges, and their victories. That's what we get to feel or do here on Diaspora Diary. Come along with me, let's unfold it together. Today, I have with me on Diaspora Diary Dr. Richard Nkwenti, all the way from Cameroon. Hi, Doctor. How are you doing today?
Good. I am doing wonderful.
It's a pleasure to have you on Diaspora Diary. Thank you for your time and attention. Can you please introduce yourself?
My name is Dr. Richard Quenti. I am a pharmacist, an integrative medicine doctor. I am a compounding pharmacist and came to the US in 1999, where I settled down in Baltimore, Maryland, eventually found myself in Dallas, Texas. Then from Dallas, Texas, I came to Arizona, where I worked as a hospital pharmacist for about 10 years and decided to embark on a new journey with a compounding pharmacy in Arizona. I started PharmaProdia with a passion to change lives through integrative functional medicine and anti-aging medicine.
What inspired you to come to the United States of America?
I had a passion to learn more, to find out what's happening on the other side of the universe. Okay, particularly I was very interested in furthering my education. You know, getting an advanced degree to learn a lot of different things in pharmacy, in medicine, and I am very happy that I was able to accomplish all that within. It took some time, but yes, I was able to get all what I wanted.
Well, how many years ago did you come to the United States of America?
Yes, I came to the US in 1999. I arrived in Baltimore, Maryland. I was very fortunate to get employment with, at that point, John Hopkins was the best hospital in America. So I was employed there as a senior laboratory scientist, where we did some formulation of products for nuclear medicine department. Pretty much that jump-started my progress.
Wow.
From the US.
So how did that happen? You just came to the United States. How many months were you in the United States that you got the, you got the employment? I love being fortunate.
Yes. It's all about knowing what you know, being capable and being having a passion for something, putting together a good resume, going to the interview and portraying yourself as somebody who can help change things in that particular department.
23 years ago.
Yes. So I was also fortunate that during my undergraduate days at the University of Benin,
in Nigeria.
Yes, in Nigeria, I did a dissertation in pharmaceutics. So that actually opened my door to pharmaceutical production. And I'm happy that that's exactly what I'm doing here now.
23 years after.
Yes, that all started with a dissertation I submitted at the University of Benin.
Intercontinental we journey. See, I am an African, now I'm in another man's land. With everything I've seen, I'm inspired more.
So now, when you started the job, did you have any challenge? Was it so smooth?
It can never be smooth when you start a new job, and especially when you come from a foreign country into a land that operates differently. You know, first of all, even though I come from an English-speaking country and I studied from an English-speaking country, I still had the stigma of having a different accent from the way Americans speak. So I learned so fast that I had to speak slowly for them to understand.
Oh
me,
my.
because it's very, very difficult when they don't understand you.
Oh my.
You know. Yeah, and there were some other things like, I learned how to associate with co-workers, because it's an environment that I have never been there before. Okay, it was a little bit challenging, but I was able to adapt very fast, learn the job very well, and I hit my goals.
And they were okay with that.
Oh yeah, I was very successful, I can say, in what I was hired to do.
Yeah. Were they very welcoming to you when you came?
Yeah, to a certain extent, but it's I can't say 100% welcoming. You'll usually find a couple of people who wonder, hey, how is Africa? How is you from Cameroon? Yeah, how is it there? That's my motherland, especially African Americans. I plan to one day go and visit and so on. But we always going to find those who say, hey, you guys come here to take our jobs. So those things are very, very common. But you don't want to let those moments take away your passion and your goal and whatever you're looking forward to accomplish.
You look beyond all that.
Yes. What I learned very fast is that irrespective of where you come from, your background, how you look, Americans will give the utmost respect to anyone who deserves it. And there's no better way of getting that respect than through your education.
That's actually going to make me ask, how were you able to earn that trust? Where did thou begin to trust your judgment so strongly?
Definitely when you are hired with any job, they put you through a trial period. For most situations, it's 90 days. There is a stage where you have to learn and their trust. They'll put you in situations whereby you have to do things. They have to train you and certify you to be able to do certain things by yourself.
Beautiful.
So when you do it beautifully, you've earned their trust.
Wow.
And especially at a place like Hopkins, we were doing production for nuclear medicine injectable products that were being injected to patients and so on.
Now, John Hopkins, isn't that the hospital where you had Ben Carson?
Yes.
So were you there when Ben Carson was there?
I think, yes, Ben Carson was at Hopkins when I was there.
Wow. Were you in Baltimore all through?
In actual fact, I worked at Hopkins for Baltimore for 2 years. Then after 2 years, because of the power of John Hopkins, a company called Petnet Pharmaceuticals, they came from Dallas and hired me from Hopkins.
Oh, wow.
And took me to Dallas. Took me to Dallas.
They hired you from Hopkins.
Yes.
In Maryland, Baltimore, and took you to Dallas.
They took me to
Texas.
Yes.
Wow.
They actually had to pay me my travel expenses. They pretty much sent a trailer to get my stuff.
That is because of the fact that you are good at what you say you are doing.
Yes. And
within 2 years of coming to United States of America.
Yes. And at that point, my wife was also here. And we were expecting our first son.
Within that first 2 years?
Yes.
Were you married before coming to the United States?
Yes, I was married, but my wife was still in Cameroon.
Okay, so you now brought her in.
Yes, so
within
the 2 years that I was here.
So you were expecting your first son within that 2 years?
Yes, when I was being hired and relocated from Baltimore to Dallas.
So how was the experience for you as a married man and also a highly, a personality that was in high demand by organizations where you have to move, where a lot of your time was to be spent in a laboratory, and yet you are going to have a new son. What was the experience like for you?
Well, it was pretty exciting being our first son, which is, he's actually there now. He is in second year in college. He's actually doing part-time here, working with me as a part-time receptionist.
Now in your own organization?
Yes. Yes, so he is helping me somehow, take care of payments and, also earning a little bit of income.
Wow.
While also in college trying to pursue his education.
Wow.
Within about 2 months after we arrived in Dallas, my wife gave birth.
Beautiful. To your first son.
Yes.
So what was the experience of this new pharmaceutical company like with you, and then the new environment, Dallas, Texas? What was it like for you? This was your third year in the United States of America.
It was pretty impressive because I don't know if I was just lucky but I got a pretty good, decent salary for that move to Texas. As soon as I arrived Dallas, I was able to have my first son. And because of the salary and the sign-on, they gave me a sign-on bonus of $10,000.
At that time?
At that time, sign-on bonus of $10,000 cash. They put in my account. So we took an apartment at Dallas, St. Andrews apartment. We lived there for a couple of months. Then after my son was born, then that's how I knew that I could actually buy a house. With that $10,000 they gave me, I was able to put it as a down payment, and we moved to a new house in Texas.
So you bought your first house 2 years after you got to America?
Yes.
Before you left Cameroon, did you see yourself moving that fast?
If I tell you I knew I could go that fast, you will not. I'm lying. I learned how to hustle from Nigeria. Yes, I didn't just learn how to learn pharmacy in Nigeria. I learned how to go out there and get what you want the right way by hitting the right buttons, and that's exactly what happened. It was pretty good when I tried to put a passion for something I want to get and eventually get it. It's very, very fulfilling.
I'm Brantley. I've been the receptionist / clerk here for the last 3 years while my dad's opened this business. Being here for the last 3 years, I've learned a lot of things, not only about my dad, but about, the pharmacy business, My dad, he's been here all these years. He's helped a lot of people, and he's saved countless of lives with his knowledge in, everything on hormones. I didn't even know what hormones was before my dad opened his pharmacy. But him opening this pharmacy has opened my eyes too, and what I need to do for my body and, correcting deficiencies and stuff. And seeing him, every day counseling patients in that room, it motivates me as well.
How did you now move from Texas? Because right now you're in Arizona. What brought you to Arizona? How did you come to Arizona?
While I got the job at Petnet Pharmaceutical, I was doing the same thing I was doing at Hopkins, but with a different company.
Yeah.
Manufacturing. While there, I was working on my licensing as a pharmacist. It's a very difficult path to navigate. When you come from as a pharmacist from a foreign country, coming here, there are a series of exams you have to take and all that stuff. I was navigating through that, So I really did all that while working in Dallas. And the funny thing is that in 2005, I got licensed as a pharmacist. Okay, and the first state that licensed me was Arizona.
Oh, wow.
So I moved from Dallas. It was the least intention I had to come and stay in Phoenix. But I said I had to come and work in Arizona for 1 or 2 years, and then eventually move back to Dallas. So that's when I decided to to move to Arizona.
Okay.
While leaving my pharmacy, my family in Texas. So I came here, got employed with Maryvale Hospital. I worked at Hopkins, but I never worked in the pharmacy department. Okay, but still, Hopkins was on my resume. It created an impact. My boss saw that Hopkins and he was like blown away. But I've never worked hospital pharmacy because it's completely different from what I have been doing in the United States the previous years. So I had to learn from scratch. I put in a lot of effort. I put in a lot of effort to learn so much within a very short period of time. And I finally came to Arizona. I liked Arizona, and I said, well, I'm not going back to Texas. Bye-bye.
So you just brought in your family?
Yes, I just went back to Texas and brought my family.
Wow.
Then it's always been good ever since. I decided no more Texas.
It's now Arizona.
Yes, it's now Arizona.
Now, just to back up a little bit, like you said, when someone is coming as a foreigner who is a pharmacist coming to the United States of America, and to become a licensed pharmacist in America, it's difficult. Can you tell us what makes it difficult and how you are able to overcome that hurdle?
When you come from from a foreign country with a pharmacy degree, that pharmacy degree is just a piece of paper.
Oh my.
So you have to, first of all, go through the English testing competency. There's the TOEFL, there is a TSC. They have to be able to approve you as somebody who can communicate well in English, okay? Once you get that out of the way, then you have to take an exam called the Foreign Pharmacy Graduate Certification Examination, okay? It's an exam that tests how much you know as a foreign pharmacist, you know? So it's after you've achieved all those, a passing score on the test of spoken English, test of written English, and the Foreign Pharmacy Graduate Examination, that's when you are certified.
Wow.
To take 2 more exams, okay? So you have to now apply to each state where you want to get licensed, then they'll approve you. You now start taking the other 2 exams, which is the general competency exams and the law exams, okay? It's only after you've passed those 2 exams that you actually have that piece of paper. You actually have the piece of paper. You can see mine was signed September 11, 2006.
Wow.
And I came to work at Maryvale Hospital November 2006, 2 months afterwards, after I got my license. So yes, that's how I found myself in Arizona, and how I started working in Arizona in hospital.
So what do you do at PharmaProdia?
Yeah, at PharmaProdia, we do a lot of hormones for patients. We can pretty much formulate a lot of different products, from capsules, transdermal creams, hormonal products, sublingual lozenges, slow release capsules, and all the other things. So patients send a prescription for a particular drug that is not available in retail pharmacy. Let's say they want a dose that is not available. Then when the prescription comes, we analyze it. I analyze it, then tell the patient how much it's going to cost. If the patient is willing to pay, fine, we'll go ahead and formulate that product. Formulate it in whatever dosage form the doctor wants. Then the patient picks it up, yeah. But we pretty much work with doctors to satisfy individual needs for their patients. Because a lot of products do exist that are wonderful in eradicating a lot of diseases that you will not find at a retail pharmacy. That only a compounding pharmacy can put them together.
Africa, of North America, Africa. The way we talk Africa, and the way we walk Africa, anywhere we be.
With your achievements, the challenges you've been through, and your present victories and your future aspirations, where is the American dream related to you? What would you say? Would you say the American dream? How has it affected you?
Well, the American dream has affected me positively because I get to practice what my heart desires. I get to be my own boss. I get to do what I know and have studied. I get to being able to answer questions from physicians who need an answer for things that they don't understand. I usually feel very accomplished when I clarify them on issues that troubles them, you know.
Yeah.
So I get that sense of satisfaction for being able to do something that changed lives. I get that sense of satisfaction for talking to patients, calling me and said, hormones, your hormones have changed my life. I am a different person. I have lost 80 pounds after balancing my hormones. You know, so yeah, it's something that helped change a lot of lives.
And today you are living a fulfilled life.
Well, yeah, fulfilled life. You know, as starting a new company, it's still challenging. You know, but yeah, I get that sense of satisfaction for doing what I like.
Okay.
My name's Danielle. I've been working with Richard now for 2 years. Working with Richard has been, it's been very great. I've learned a lot from him. He's a very smart guy. Like, just seeing how much he puts into his job, how much work he's put in already. You see him work day and night, pretty much. Sometimes I ask him, how much do you sleep? He's just a workaholic. I've learned a lot from him.
On this journey, is there an experience that you say, oh, this experience, not a pleasurable experience, maybe something that really shook you so far all within this last 20 years? Is there one?
There was a situation whereby I worked with one manager. He was a little bit weird, okay? In America, you see several different types of people, you know, I don't know what he was trying to accomplish, but he tried to send me several, I would say, funny messages without me trying to go into details.
Oh, wow.
But when I looked at it and said, but what is this guy talking? Is it really my manager? What does he want from me? Then he realized that I am not the easy type or something. I'm not in that category. And it became very difficult. You know, he tried to make my life hard, you know. And but those are some of the difficult things, you know, we encounter.
So how did you overcome that period?
Well, I just tried to be myself. I tried to toe the line. I tried to dot all my I's and my T's. Yeah, at that time I was working nights, so I had very little interaction with managers or with colleagues, you know. And that's one of the times whereby I started thinking to myself, but for how long am I going to be working for somebody? I had to start putting plans together to say, well, I have to one day do something on my own creation. So, and that's how eventually I decided to quit hospital and said, well, let me go for more education. And
Now, was
better
there any
balance.
time during during this journey that you ever felt like, I want to go back to my country? Was there any time like that?
I've never thought that way because I've actually accomplished a lot here.
Yeah,
I've accomplished a lot, something that I don't think I would have accomplished if I stayed in Cameroon.
Up North America, Africa. The way we talk Africa, and the way we walk Africa.
So, at this particular point in time, this is where we're going to end today's edition of Diaspora Diary. It's been a great time here with Dr. Richard Nkwenti, originally from Cameroon, currently in the state of Arizona. You know, he came all the way through Baltimore, Maryland. From Maryland, he was hijacked to Texas, Dallas, Texas. And here he is today with his own pharmaceutical outlet here in the city of Surprise in the state of Arizona. It's been a great time of learning for me, even personally, and I know for sure you two are on the same page. Well, until I see you another wonderful and interesting episode of Diaspora Diary, stay hormone balanced.
Forever gonna be African, in Australia, African, in Asia, African, anywhere I go, African, Europe I am African, down South America, Africa, up North